So we'll get our countdown, and we will be in this next game of our 2024 tournament. We've already had one decider. Let's see if we can get another one, Nuke, as we go 3, 2, 1, pills.
Right. Good starting board for Dawn. I'd say, except for the real lack of blue access, everything's looking good, and this is going to be a great setup. Going to drop stuff down and get an early horizontal. Meanwhile, over on Watchteaz's side, um, it's not nearly red heavy enough, but he is getting mostly yellow and blue pill so far. So it's not great for either player, but it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, these are definitely boards for both of these players. The interesting thing is
Right.
both both of them are kind of dealing with a right heavy board. Watchteaz has, and he's kind of made some progress in that, made it a little bit more even than it was. Same for Dawn, but it's currently a 12 to 13 game, and there is about a 7 to 8 second timer difference between these two players. So keep that in mind as we're going forward. But both players making some really nice plays here. Not sure about that red blue for on Watchteaz's side there in that column 7 and 8. Really not sure what the play is there.
To get a drop horizontal, and that's going to free up a little bit. If he can get the horizontal on the red down at the bottom, and looks like that is not the plan, but if he were to get the horizontal on the red, it would have dropped down this one blue, as we see Dawn out about a 132, 133, I think, and Watch T is going to be at just behind him, about 134. So really not that difference of times between these two.
Yeah, pretty tight match here so far, which is exactly what we want to see in our year in tournament. Looking at Watchteaz's board, gosh, that's an awful lot of red on this top line. Really, no access to yellow viruses at the moment until just now for Watchteaz. He's trying to make strategic garbage every time he gets those yellows, and he's done a really great job with it. But looking over at Dawnvenure, also not a lot of yellow access. Ook.
Yeah, and we saw earlier go for something really deep in the bottom of the board, and I think that's really telling of Dawn's playstyle with this great double horizontal there. That that's exactly what I'm talking about. He's very good seeing his way deep into the board, and when there's something that is a good play, but it's kind of buried, it doesn't really matter to Dawn, and it makes him really fun to watch. And sometimes it really can make a difference in these boards. So, slight advantage now to Dawn, who is going to get, yeah, it looks like vertical, then horizontal. That was a fat log. It was partially garbage, but two more blues, and he's going to be out at a 303.
Yeah, 303, nice time for Dawn. Meanwhile, Watchteaz just trying to find a way to get down to this last blue. He does have a path to it. He's pretty much there now, got it out, and just needing three more reds. There's one, and there's the final one out at a 315, so a bit behind the eight ball here for Watchteaz. But oh, I kind of like this board. It's a little wonky, but I like it.
Yeah, and that's a big difference between what Watch Tease has got versus what Don had at the beginning of his board, where he had almost no access to yellow. And you can see here, there's again very limited access to yellow, uh, but he has maintained a considerable lead for a bit here as one board. And I like all of these red setups. If he can just find ways to trigger them all, it'll be a quick boost for him, but about 10 viruses down, plus or minus a few seconds worth of clock there, Flindo.
Oh, and what a great little move there by
Yes.
Watchteaz. That was really fun to see. Those horizontals that you were talking about, that was one of them, and that was really nice. But meanwhile, Dawnvenure just needing two more blues and two more reds. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take the drop time. I don't think he really wanted to, but out at a 429. Again, at that sub minute and a half level pace for each level. Sorry, words are hard. And he's doing a great job here. Got this huge horizontal setup. Really, really not sure what the play there was in column three. Looks like he's just going to try and clear out that garbage. But meanwhile, Watchteaz just trying to get down to these last few viruses. Looking at the board, it looks like he's going to have to get. Well, he was going to try to take them together, the yellows, but it didn't work out that way. But this red will do it out at 5 minutes with an offset log out. You love to see it.
Yeah, love to see the whole thing not triggering either, as that was actually one of the reasons we used to think horizontals were faster than verticals, is because the horizontals trigger first on on the screen there, as Don gets a huge quad to tear his way down this board. He is really getting some good RNG and playing to the best of it, as down to just 13 viruses left in this level 9. He's hoping to really continue to get good pills and take this away running.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Dawnvenure at the moment with 9 viruses remaining. But Watchteaz with some really nice setups of his own. Curious to see what he was going to do with that red yellow. He goes ahead and takes the extra drop time. Now, what Watchteaz has got to hope for is for Dawn to get uh, a little bit of a red drought here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. He just needs one more, and there it is, out at a 6:15. Watchteaz is not going to be able to clear out these viruses in that amount of time and does not do it. Dawnvenure takes game one.
Yep. And like I said, this is a bit of a grudge match over last year's tournament, and the at the start, the higher seed has won. So we'll see if that trend continues or if Watchtees can pull this out. Meanwhile, we do have a redemption in chat for highlighting a message asking you to sing a Fat Log song.
Yeah.
That is completely up to you. But we do see both players on medium and fever. So we do have our readies as well. So we're going to get started here in just a second.
Yeah, I do love me some good fever action and some good fat log action. Come over to my stream next time against Slay. You can redeem that.
All right. And 3, 2, 1 pills. Let's see some good Dr. Mario action. I'm curious. Yep. Dawn immediately tucks a blue yellow to get this offset long bolt. That is a great first play. And again, showing off some really good vision. Meanwhile, Watchteaz gonna get a nice board here. It's a little floaty, but other than that, it is pretty well paired. I like what I'm seeing for him, and that is some good play to get this board kind of knocked down. It's still a little high, but overall, I think it's going to be board for him.
Yeah, it's working pretty well for Watchteaz so far. He's been making some really interesting tucks to kind of clear things out and eliminate some drop time, and it's been really nice for him so far. He's got just the ever so slight lead over Dawnvenure right now, but I think board wise, I do favor Dawn's. Everything's a lot more compact. He's not going to be able to take as much drop time as Watchteaz has been dealing with. In fact, Dawn now just needs this last
Look at this
blue.
combo.
He's out at a 112, but look at Watchteaz also out at a 112, just barely. It's a tie game with that monster combo from Watchteaz. You love to see it.
I was giving Watchteaz the compliment of you saucy minx, something she generally uh, uh, reserves for herself. So very nice, very
Oh,
nice combo there to finish things out.
and Watchteaz just made me really happy. You see that double red at the bottom of the board. Really nice swim move to get down there into his column four. That was fantastic. You'll love to see it. Meanwhile, looking at Dawn's board, maintaining a 5 to 6 virus lead here, but pretty left heavy. This double yellow going to be really nice for him though to open up that blue access towards the top of the board. Just gonna need a lot of blue. What Don does not want to see right now is yellow, as with this double yellow he does. Oh, he elects not to clear it out. Nice heads up play. Looking at his next box, saw the yellow blue in there and decided to take the lightning rod. Really nice play by Don, and he's gonna get a timber here to get out of this level.
Nice. Yeah, like you said, making that last second play to kind of fix everything up. And we look over what Watchteaz is doing. He's gonna be trying to combo it out, but blow that left side. So he's gonna have to take these blues this way, and at a 246, he is joining Dawn here in level 8. And already starting to set up some combos himself. We'll see how it works out for him.
Yeah, looking at Don's board,
Monster combos coming.
not as quite as big as I expected that to be, and I think Don wasn't too happy with it, but he is going to be happy about getting that column 7 and column 8 brought down a little bit. You see him shaking his head, and I can't say I blame him based on and that yellow blue was supposed to go the other way. I'm pretty sure. I think he's gotten a little bit tilted with the way this level's gone, and it's given Watchema a chance to pull ahead here, Ook.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about was, once you see the head shake, it's usually an indicator that a player is starting to get tilted. And yeah, it's kind of what we're seeing here. Although Don maintaining as well as he can, but he's going to need to get some good pills, and he's going to set this up for a a T clear. I can talk too. And once he gets a couple more yellows, that's going to set it up. But every chance he gets, he ends up burning through this left side of this left yellow, and that is really giving Watchteaz solid opportunities, as he is now out at a 425. Don able to get that combo that he was looking for. Needs a couple of yellows. This is going to be great for him. Now one more red will get him out. And at a 438, he is now Watchteaz in level 9. But he got a bit of a climber. We'll see what he can do, and if Watchteaz can hold on to this.
Yeah, fortunately for Don, it took Watchteaz a while to get some setups going. So the virus differential right now is only at 5 or 6, depending on the timing when you look at it. But yeah, it's still really close here. Watchteaz needing a heck of a lot of red though to get through to the mid game of this board. Meanwhile, looking at Don, he's making tucks. He's making every kind of maneuver he can to try to stay aggressive and try to stay in this to put Watchteaz away. But Watchteaz, no, he says, I've got plans. I'm not going home yet.
Yeah, and he's wanting to feed the crows, and we really do appreciate that. But Don's the one who invented the crows, so he's gonna have something to say about it. Nice cross clear there. That was kind of a last second tuck for Don. That is going to put him down to 14 viruses, now 13, and it is 9 for Watchteaz, and he is gonna need to kind of pick it up here. He is not safe with this lead, especially with the quantity of yellow at the bottom of his board. Great combo there, though, as he is down to 3, and Don, again, we're seeing a head shake, but he's got most of his viruses set up. It's just going to be this last one for Watchteaz, though, and at 622, he is going to take game number 2 in a real squeaker, because at 629, there is Dawn finishing out as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Really close match. So the Crows will be happy. Shout outs to Mary Poppins. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag as we go into game 3 here.
Just taking it a whole nother level, aren't you, bud?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we do have ratings from our players, and yeah, uh, we talked about the head shakes we're getting from Dawn, but Watchteaz has been just stone faced over there as we get 3, 2, 1 pills. And I like this first pill sequence from Dawn. Has really had to play, and it's just continuing to stay good. He needed a lot of yellow at the start of this board, and so far has been using what he's gotten as well as anybody could. Meanwhile, big cross down there at the bottom from Watchteaz, and these are plays, Flindo. I'm only up in time to see them uh, happen, and it's amazing what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I was watching that yellow tea for Watchma kind of cook up, and that that was really great to see. As you were talking about Dawn eating yellows, Watchma happened to get that double yellow right at the perfect time and made that huge monster combo. And Dawn looking a little bit tilted again. He's trying. I think he's looking for a double red. He's definitely looking for a double red. Seeing where he put that double yellow, and he does get the double red. But here's the thing, though. Dawn doesn't know that Watchteaz has. I mean, it looks like trouble, but it's really not, because with this double yellow, that monster combo. But now the issue is that double blue is buried, and he's gonna have to do some really creative things to get down here.
Yeah, that's looking pretty rough, and not a situation you want to be facing this high up on the board. I mean, this late. Uh, yeah, at this point in the tournament, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But he is going to get it just the hard way. That's literally all you can call it. Out at a 143, and that's got Don down to just one virus left. So that delay there was very fortunate for him, but unfortunately, not getting the yellows. There it is. That cost him about 7 or 8 seconds. As Watchteaz continuing to work his way down this level 7 and is waiting for a double blue, I would think. That is a tough pill to wait for. Goes ahead and takes it up yellow blue and gets the double blue right after. You hate to see it.
Yeah, typical game, Dr. Mario. Come on. That's happened to me so many times. I've given up on the pill and then just gone ahead and taken the garbage. And there in the next box, after I've already decided to commit, there's the pill that you want. And you just can't help but laugh at the game. But getting back to the match, it is still a slight lead here for Watchteaz. Don just needing so much red. Uh, again, just this is just not fair for Don. It's just not.
No, these have not been good boards for him, and I think you look back later and go, yeah, okay, I did the best I could with what I was given, and I I think that's what he'll get to. This is it's just tough, but there is Watchteaz out at a 315, and Don again just not getting the pills that he needs to continue his way down the board. Not really being that wasteful. I mean, he would love to find some use for some of these reds, but now is going to be dependent on a yellow red. There it is going to show up, and is almost out himself. But yeah, definitely needs the right pills to start showing.
Yeah, just waiting on this last yellow. There it is. About 35 seconds now behind Watchteaz is Dawnvenure. And again, Watchteaz taking some time to get the setups that he wants. I was. I've never seen him be this greedy before, especially in a tournament game that's not a versus match. And fortunately for Watchteaz, he's been getting the pills that he has needed and wants. He's doing a great job, but yeah, sometimes I'm just really concerned for him that the RNG is not going to work out, and it's gonna hinder him a bit, Ook.
And it's really kind of a surprise because we expect to see this from players who are actually at tour this year. Watchteaz not able to make it this year, so I keep expecting to see a lot of heavily versus style play all weekend, and yeah, we're seeing it from that greed of trying to get these crazy combos. Again, not something I expected to see from somebody who didn't make it to tour.
Yeah, and I will say about Watchman, he does play a lot of SNES too, which can, lend yourself to those kind of bigger combo plays. That may be what we're seeing here. But just waiting for two more blues, and also Dawnvenure waiting for the blues as well. Watchman out at a 513. Uh, Dawn really not going to be too far behind if the Blues keep coming for him. And unfortunately, they are not at the moment. Oh, and that's definitely not where he wanted to put that. But going to get bailed out by this double blue. Not going to go for it, though. Not going to matter, though. He's going to get another double blue out at a 538. He has brought that deficit down about 5 seconds, but it's going to be a pretty tall order here to get caught up, Ook.
I given this up in towel because she's still pretty high up the board. It's about an 11-10 virus difference now. Of course, a lot of that is setups, but you look at the top of this board for Watchteaz, and it's not the cleanest. Of course, everything's set up in triples, and as I say that, he gets everything knocked out of the way, but it's it wasn't the quickest setup, and Don really firing on all cylinders to try to make his way up forward into this board. Now just less than 10 viruses behind, and it's still within grasp in this 9. I want to see a swim. He gets the swim.
You
This
love to
drops
see it.
immediately. Oh, you
Oh,
hate to see it.
you hate to see that. Yeah, but it's looking pretty good for Watchteaz here. Just one more red, one more yellow. Gets it in the form of a double yellow at a 651. It is Watchteaz with the reverse sweep, taking the game and the match from Dawnvenure. We have two upsets, two deciders in a row, folks. This is amazing.